You meet someone new today, maybe at work, maybe on the street. Before they say a single word, your brain has already made a decision. It happens in a fraction of a second, and it happens without your permission. You call it a gut feeling. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain is not reading their personality. It's running an ancient security check that was written long before language, long before cities, long before you were born. And it's still running that same code today, on every new face you see. Think about the last time you walked into a room full of strangers. Your shoulders tensed, your eyes moved fast, scanning. You weren't thinking about it. You couldn't have stopped it if you tried. Psychologists call this rapid judgment thin slicing. Princeton researcher Alexander Todorov spent years studying how people judge unfamiliar faces. His experiments showed something unsettling. People decided whether a stranger looked trustworthy in under 1/10 of a second. Not one full second, a tenth of one. Faster than you can blink twice. Why would your brain need to move that fast? Because for most of human history, a wrong guess about a stranger could kill you. Picture a small band of early humans, maybe 30 people, moving across an open grassland. Everyone in that group is known. Every face is familiar, every voice, every walk, every laugh. Now picture a stranger appearing at the edge of the camp. No name, no history, no way to know if they came in peace or came to take. There was no time for a background check. There was no village elder to vouch for them. There was only the ability to read a face fast, and to be wrong as little as possible. The humans who hesitated too long, who waited to gather more information, sometimes didn't survive the mistake. The humans who reacted fast, who treated the unfamiliar as a possible threat until proven otherwise, passed on their genes. Generation after generation, that fast, suspicious wiring won. You are the descendant of the ones who reacted first and asked questions later. This is sometimes called the outgroup bias, and it's been measured again and again. Psychologist Henri Tajfel ran a series of studies in the 1970s that became famous for a surprising reason. He didn't even need real differences between people. He randomly split volunteers into groups based on something as meaningless as a coin flip. Within minutes, people started favoring their own random group and viewing the other group with more suspicion. Minutes, over a coin flip. Now stretch that same wiring across a modern city of millions of strangers. Your ancient alarm system was built for a world of 30 familiar faces. It was never built for a subway car, an airport, a crowded office building. But the alarm didn't get the memo. It still fires. Every single day. On every single new face. This is why you feel a flicker of unease near someone you've never met, even when they've done nothing wrong. This is why interviews feel like performances under a spotlight. This is why first impressions carry weight completely out of proportion to how little information they're based on. Here's the part that should stop you. Todorov's research found that these split-second judgments about trustworthiness barely improve with more time. Give someone a full minute to study a face instead of a tenth of a second, and their opinion changes very little. The brain isn't gathering more evidence. It already decided. It's just building a story to defend the decision it already made. You are not as rational about strangers as you think you are. But there's a twist buried inside all of this, and it's the twist that explains something happening in your own life right now. Neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky, who has spent decades studying stress and social behavior, points to a detail that flips the entire story. The line between us and them is not fixed. It is shockingly easy to move. Sapolsky's research on group psychology shows that the boundary of who counts as one of us can shift within seconds, based on almost nothing. A shared team jersey. A shared hometown. A single sentence that reveals something in common. The ancient alarm doesn't just detect strangers, it can be talked down remarkably fast, the moment a stranger stops looking like an outsider and starts looking like one of the group. This is why small talk exists in every culture on Earth. Small talk isn't really about the weather, it's a rapid, low-stakes way of signaling. I am familiar. I am safe. Let your guard down. This is why a shared laugh with someone new can dissolve tension in seconds. It's not just being polite. It's your ancient alarm system standing down. Think about the last time you clicked instantly with someone you just met. It probably wasn't random. Somewhere in those first few minutes, a signal got through, a shared reference, a similar joke, a small detail that whispered, "This one is not a threat. This one is part of the group." Now think about the opposite, a stranger who never quite gets a chance. Maybe an accent that sounds unfamiliar. Maybe an expression your brain doesn't automatically read as friendly. None of it says anything true about who that person actually is. But the ancient alarm doesn't care about truth. It cares about pattern-matching speed, built for a world that no longer exists. Here's the modern mirror to sit with. Every day, your workplace, your social feed, your city block puts you in contact with more unfamiliar faces than your ancestors would have encountered in an entire lifetime. Your alarm system was calibrated for 30 people. You are running it against millions. That mismatch is not a personal flaw. It's not something wrong with you specifically. It's the leftover wiring of a species that survived by being fast and suspicious, now living in a world built on strangers cooperating at a scale nature never designed for. And yet, somehow it works. Cities function. Strangers build things together. Countries run on the cooperation of people who will never personally meet 99% of the citizens beside them. That cooperation isn't natural. It's something humans built on top of an alarm system that was originally built to say, "Not one of us, stay alert." So the next time you meet someone new and you feel that flicker, that tiny half-second of caution before you've even heard their voice, remember what it actually is. It is not wisdom. It is not instinct proving something true about the person in front of you. It is a 30,000-year-old alarm bell ringing for a danger that most of the time isn't there anymore. You already met someone new today, and before they said a word, your brain had already decided something about them.